All right, we're going again. All right, are you guys ready for me?
Should we stand up?
No, I'll put it. We can set it out. Wherever you're comfortable. But you're good. You're good being on camera and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Should we move anything?
I might just move this to set my phone against
Okay,
it.
maybe let's move this.
No, you're all good.
I
It
just
shouldn't
wanted
matter.
this for pictures.
So,
Yeah, no?
so,
Oh my goodness.
or we can do one of these numbers.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And then, just so, and then you can just hold this.
Okay, oh, thanks.
So just hold that. If you keep it about that far away from your face, we should be good. So, okay.
Oh.
So, tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do here. You can take turns, yeah. You can talk to me, I guess. I'll stand here if it makes it easier. Okay, yeah. So who are you?
Great.
Yeah.
Bella Mercado, and we are the presidents of the Fashion Club. I am president, and
I'm VP.
I actually started this club in 2022, so 2 years ago, and we've just grown so much from there. We do a lot of fun activities, field trips, events. We have our fashion show coming up.
Yes. Big things coming up with the fashion show. It will be taking place in Chandler Mall. Some from popular restaurants, and we'll maybe have some special guests, some performances. It's going to be a great, fun event.
So what made you interested in fashion? What is fashion like main purpose or value?
So I would say that Fashion Club's main value or main purpose is to just just a community for like students in our school. Sorry, can I restart that? Yeah.
It's live, so
Oh.
just keep going.
Oh my.
It's not a wrong
Okay.
answer.
Okay, so it's just we wanted to build a community where people with shared passion could come by and like just not think about the stress of school, like just come make friends, things like that. I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah. So I think it's the way I saw it. I came in last year just as a curious student. I went to Club Fair. Actually, I bumped into Club Fair, and booth. And after spending some time here and now becoming an officer, I really think it's a great way to find friends that share the same interests as you, that are creative. We don't all have to like be dressed up all the time. It's really just a great place to like share creativity, like our knowledge, and just be ourselves. Yeah.
That was perfect.
So if we're thinking to stretch into where my focus is sometimes, and I know you. Well, first, what's the theme for your fashion show? Because I heard it's kind of related to what we do.
Yeah. So the theme is Halloween folklore. So it's anything basically like Halloween, like legends and stuff. We want our models to be dressed as those legends. Well, not exactly like those legends, not like costumes, but just be
Inspired by.
Yeah.
Inspired by Halloween legends.
Yes.
Folklore legends.
Yeah.
So what's an example that you're kind of thinking of right now? What's one example?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say this is the one that I give to everyone. It's not the best example, but like Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary wears like a white dress, white gown. So we're thinking a model coming in like pretty like white dress.
I think of Dracula, the characters like that from old mythical stories that you were maybe told. Even I'm not sure if this would technically be considered folklore, but like Red Riding Hood.
Ooh,
Yeah,
kind.
yeah, she
I would say
considered.
so.
Yeah, something
the
like
wolf?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, werewolves, like
Yeah.
all those cool mythical creatures. Even fairies don't have to be scary or
So if
anything.
you're doing a
Yeah.
Red Riding inspired for the fashion show, what might that look like if it's not just like a costume?
Well, there'd definitely be some red going on there.
For sure.
Maybe some sort of like a cool cardigan, jacket or coat or even a cape, but of course we try to style it in a cool way. Maybe a shawl.
Would be fun.
Try to make it feminine. Maybe like have a bow, things like that. Make it lacy.
Say I wanted to incorporate. Like a lot of what I do is like character for ones that I'm the non-player characters for other people. So talk to me about accessorizing.
I think they're actually the best way to show personality because there's symbols you can show through your like jewelry. Like I feel like I can someone is, whether they're minimalistic, eclectic, maximalist, just through their jewelry. Because I can tell almost like what their interests are. Like I feel like if I see a lot of gold jewelry, they're definitely creative. Maybe they do some artwork or like paint out their own time. But if I see people with simple jewelry, I can tell they're maybe more, they're type A type of people.
Okay, and so say I've got a character who, so I'll give you two different characters. You tell me what types of jewelry or accessories you imagine. So personalities wise, say I've got a character who they're a little more of a beef person, and they look like someone who would punch first and ask questions later. What kind of in a medieval fighting scenario in modern day? But what kind of accessories would you imagine the person having on them?
I thought it was just silver. Not silver, like silver chains.
I was thinking chains as well.
Yeah,
Just like
that's-
big chains?
Maybe?
Like a belt.
A chain belt that's like the really big thick ones. I like that.
I mean,
Okay.
that's what like came up.
Like make this typical thing, but I'm mentioning tattoos. I know that's not an accessory, but it could
Okay. No,
technically
yeah,
be considered
for sure.
tattoos. Maybe like they'd have a gothic or emo sort of look, so maybe like jewelry
Yeah.
with spikes on it, like studs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
That's what I'd
you know,
envision.
it'd be like literally dragon teeth. Or
Oh,
That's right.
too,
Yes,
yeah.
something
I
a
guess
little
it
more like
depends.
naturalistic, like
Yeah.
shark tooth,
Yeah.
like sort of thing.
entire sequence. Yeah. I'll get all of the teeth. Kidding.
Absolutely.
I'm not actually advocating for that, for the record. But okay, cool. And so then alternate to that is, what if we've got someone who's a bad guy, but maybe with this more traditional feminine talent, but she's a magic user who is a sneaky plot to take over a city, but every or having to indicate that subtlety.
I'm wearing one. Or something fancy like this.
So you're saying no, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning like I don't know if you've heard the term office siren.
Office siren?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
So
tell me
you
what that
know
means.
sirens,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And you know
I'm
how they
intrigued.
have like that mythical, almost ethereal, but kind of like scary sort of look to them.
Okay.
They know a little more, and you know they're a little dangerous, but they're still drawing you in because of their beauty.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's that, but with like office wear. So I'm thinking like thin little like what are they?
Like
called?
librarian glasses almost?
Oh, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
I
tiny
know.
little 90s.
Yeah,
glasses.
okay.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Like the
And I'm-
rectangle ones?
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, slightly. They
Okay.
Like a little more oval. Yeah, they could be like rectangular.
And then okay, keep going. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah. So and makeup. I'm thinking like darker makeup. Still
Okay.
like pretty minimal, but I'm thinking dark eyeliner.
Like just a hint more than would be normal to show that there's subtlety
Exactly.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
That there's something else. And then, since we said she's a magic user, and that's one of the things, like what types of energy might she use? Like in the game, we have a bunch like lightning, fire, things, all kinds of the normal elemental things. But what do you imagine would be her like go-to move? With
I
the
don't know if this would be considered a power, but she'd have like one of those like aura things.
okay,
Maybe she can like do something with her aura. Maybe draw people in and like.
Yeah.
okay.
I don't
So
know,
like so very
or-
charismatic and but also just like so charming people, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But powers. Ooh, I'm trying to think. Like I feel like she would like read people's minds, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. That's yeah. So you can do charm person type spell.
Yeah.
That's very cool. All right. Well, cool. Do you have any questions about my side that might reflect back?
What are some characters you think we should use for our fashion show?
I have one that technically of a halfling, so she's like 3 feet tall, of brass. She has. She usually will like swap out parts of her outfit, and sometimes she's in almost like she has a kind of a steampunk or clockwork feel to her. But she uses like a bowler hat. And then at one point she got to go on a date, and they were all surprised, like she has a dating life. I thought she was a robot, and she swapped her breeches that go below the knees, kind of thing, like into like this. Metal. So there's that may be a little far, but it's one of the more notable. So, and she is in S. So yeah.
That would actually fit into like those like.
And without making ship captain, but and she has a deep Southern accent, like Southern Belle accent. So she's like, hey, trying to do me wrong here, now, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
If
it
you
does.
want, like, so, and we've streamed that game, so we've streamed that game if you wanted to go see like me trying to embody that character vocally and physically. it's
Yeah.
but cool. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Have fun. You ready? And you said you're good to be on camera and audio, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's just find a place to set this. I'm going to try setting it against your water bottle here. Try that. All right. Oy. Okay. So let me do this, and you can hold this. Just hold like 4 to 6 inches from your mouth, then it should from your face. It should be good. Right here. That's good. Perfect. And you can kind of move it back. If you want to be like the newscaster style, that's totally fine. So tell me a little bit about your club or Honor Society. What do you do?
Yeah,
Give
so
me the basics. Who
yeah.
are you and what do you do?
Yes, so who we are Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. It's not a sorority, but it's an honor society. So pretty much any two-year university has Phi Theta Kappa there. It's an honor society of two-year universities.
Gotcha.
Yes. So we know most students join for the scholarship opportunities. We have scholarship opportunities, leadership opportunities, just to help students grow academically and things like that. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. And who are you?
Oh, let me grab this. I'm Crystal. I'm the recording secretary for our club. I basically just write down all of our club activities and report them. So.
That's allowed. Did you say who you
Yeah,
were?
I did not. So I'm Kiera. I'm the president, actually. Yes. So yeah, president of the Phi Theta Kappa Society here.
Okay. And so, do you have events or activities as you look through the year that you're trying to kind of boost or get more people to do in your club or society?
Our biggest event this year will be Feed Our Starving Children in November. So I believe that's a food drive. Basically, Phi Theta Kappa is really driven to serve our community and, again, kind of promote leadership skills within our members. So the biggest thing that we always like to emphasize is community and helping others.
So she has questions.
Yes.
So if you want to talk.
Sure.
So, so you guys have Feed My Starving Children.
Yeah.
Actually, do you guys have questions too? You're all, sorry. Do what you got to do. Let me borrow this. I'll come back.
Sorry. Hi, guys.
Intermission.
Have you guys heard of us? Are you coming to ask questions?
About
Phi Theta Kappa?
yeah, I heard about
Okay, cool. So you may have already received an invitation. Did you? Maybe.
maybe.
might work off high school GPA maybe or no?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. But I can confirm it with the advisor and we can let you know.
No, I don't know.
I still look at mine.
Yeah, like after.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, either the advisor or myself will reach out to you. That's a great question. What's your name?
I'm Devin.
Devin, I'm Kiara. I'm the president.
Nice to meet you.
Crystal. All right, yeah. So I'll be reaching out soon, or the advisor, and we'll let you know. All right. Okay. Cool. Nice to meet you. Hi. Hi. Have you heard of us before? No? Oh, cool. So we're not a sorority. A lot of people think we're a sorority, but it's an honor society. It's Phi Theta Kappa. It's an honor society of most two-year colleges. So if you've ever been to another two-year college, you may or may not have heard of us. And yeah, so it's GPA based. If you have a 3.0 or higher, I think you automatically receive an invitation to join. The invitation does expire, so I believe you have to accept it within the semester that you receive it. Yeah, yeah. And once you accept it, it's not necessarily accepting membership or like saying that, hey, I want to be a member, but it gives you access into the campus page. And in the campus page, we post the meeting days and times. So the first meeting is September 24th. That's a Tuesday at 2:30 to 3:30. So if you want to hear a little more about the club, like more of the benefits and things like that, you can come to the meeting. And from there, you can decide if you want to be a member. Yeah. And most students join for the scholarship opportunities, so you know there's no shame in that. But yeah, so do you have any questions? No? Oh, cool.
Did you
I can
understand?
stand. Yes, please. Feel free to take some sweets.
I think that you got a variety of spiel, so that's so.
I'm so sorry.
You said September 24th.
24th. Yep. Yes.
Oh,
I am already a member.
Oh, you are?
I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I still don't know everything that like comes with it.
Gotcha,
If
yeah.
that makes sense.
That meeting will tell you everything that you need to know. Yeah, yeah. Every question you probably have will be answered in that meeting. So yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
No
Did you
problem.
understand?
Sure, yeah.
And what's your name?
Connor.
Connor. I'm Kiara. Nice to meet you.
I'm Crystal. I'm the recording service.
So we'll see you at the meeting then.
Virtually.
Are
Yes.
these,
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, free to take. Have a good one.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. So you can have that back.
Yes.
So, I'm hearing a little bit about what you guys do, and you said you've got the Feed My Starving Children.
Yes.
So, a little bit closer for Floyd. So the question I have, so I'm the club advisor for Tabletop Gaming, Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
And so, how
do you, if the honor society or
something like it were representing, let's say, a fantasy realm, what would that look like?
Oh wow. In a fantasy realm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
What do you imagine the character being, or looking, or like what kinds of things would they do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have an idea. I would probably, we'd probably be represented by like a chivalrous knight because our figurehead of our society is the goddess Athena. So when that comes to mind, I kind of think of like, we're into like helping people, like I said, helping the community, having really high standards for our members, but not so high that they're unachievable.
So that would line up with something like a paladin or a cleric, where they have a god empowering them to go and do even better.
Oh yeah.
And that sort of thing. And then the other side of it, like because there's a lot of kind of scholarly work, right? You have to have a certain GPA. So there is a part that you might have. There might even be like a wizard's college. I imagine is what I'm imagining. Like it's like with a little bit of like whether it's maybe not GPA for them, but maybe it's like you have to be able to do X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
So what would be something if this is a fantasy realm? What would be something that instead of a GPA, what would like
you have to master all those potions. Like,
Mixing of potions.
yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
craft your own potions. Hey, I don't know. There's a lot of cool things out there.
It
Okay,
can be
so
more than one. Like if you can just kind of throw out ideas, because I'll use whatever. I'll try and use it in the game if I can.
What do wizards do?
I don't even know. Okay, let's try to think it out here. Okay, so crafting, and then
It requires technical knowledge and
yeah. Um,
it's philanthropic, so there's community service somehow.
community service of some sort.
Maybe it's like a healing potion for poor people. There is a spell that allows you to create food.
Oh, really?
Really?
With water.
You
That's
have to be able
exactly
to
what we would
create
do.
food and water. Yeah, you have to have
Feed
that.
our starving
have to-
children.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes. That's about it. Really. I mean, yeah, because like she was saying, we don't want to, I don't know, make it like too much for someone that they can't achieve it. You know, that's what we're about. Like we have the requirements and standards, but it's nothing too much for students or people, I guess. Yeah.
If
To be
you
fair.
were in a fantasy realm, what kind of character do you imagine yourself being?
Myself,
Yeah.
like as
How would you be
me personally.
embodied?
Is a healer a thing? Like, okay.
Either you could be a cleric who heals, you could be a bard who heals with music.
A bard who heals with music. Because I love music. I play the bass guitar. I also play piano. I taught myself how to play those. And yeah, I like the idea of being able to heal people with music. Like, yeah. And healing people, another thing. I love helping people in some way. Yeah, so yeah, I think that would be me.
And if you, so then, if you're, do you imagine I almost imagine like your character, because basses are too big to travel with,
Yeah.
Maybe like you've got like a mini bass.
A mini
that
one?
looks like a violin, but
Yeah.
because it's magic, it plays really deep notes.
Okay, I like that. Or even a uke bass. I don't know if you've seen those. It's
What's it called?
a uke bass. So it's the size of a
Oh.
ukulele, and it's still a bass guitar.
I like that's perfect.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking with me. I'll
Of
go ahead and get this out of here.
course.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I appreciate
Yeah,
your time.
thank you.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Oh. All right, let's see if I can come up with cooler questions. Enrique, do you want to be our cameraman and point it at Max? Yeah, just point it at Max. So Max, you can talk there and just hold that for me.
Okay. What am I talking about?
So it might be, you can see what it's showing you. So it's just turn it over and point it at him. Look, don't judge me. I'm doing this. This is my first or second time. All right. So the question is,
Yes.
so club fair related. What have been some of the cool, fun conversations you've got to have with people about tabletopping during club fair?
I've talked to some people about, other game systems. Some I haven't played before. There's a guy here earlier talking about Lancer. It's like a mech RPG.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know that.
I've heard about it. I've never gotten to play it before. I've heard the rules are a bit crunchy, but I seems
Like
like
high
a cool,
combat mechanism.
yeah,
mechanics?
yeah.
Okay.
Just a lot of mechanics. It's like you want to do something, you have to roll 50 dice to do it. That kind of
okay.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
but that's been fun.
Have you been able to walk anyone, like try and give them a taste of role play while you were here, or mostly just sharing about the club?
I've mostly just been sharing information about the club. I've
Okay.
been letting other people do the actual role play a bit.
Nice.
I think I did once yesterday, but
Okay.
I've just been doing information.
So if you were gonna give someone a mock scenario and you just like off the cuff, like you had them roll a die, what would you start? What would be the scenario?
You're in a dungeon, and I guess you're just looking around for traps or something. And whatever you roll, maybe you accidentally hit a pressure plate, and a wall of spikes begins closing in on you.
Nice.
And now you have to try and roll to escape. Something like that, I guess.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Works for me. All right, let's swap and let Enrique answer. It's through Zoom. It's complicated. So yeah.
I'll come over here so you can
Sure.
some Frank.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
All right. So the question is like based on your. So based on the time for Club Fair, what's been some of the fun conversations that you've got to have?
yeah, we're the D&D club. Just for the club fair?
Yeah, just for today, like what was something interesting that came up that might have been a little unexpected?
I would say nothing too expensive, but it was nice to just kind of see everyone who's interested. I mean, yeah, we've gotten a lot of questions about, oh, is it just D&D? And we would say, no, it's mostly 5e, but we have the other systems we play too. So it gives me a chance to bring up like Avatar Legends and NTC 20.
Nice.
And then, yeah, it gives Max a chance to bring up like Warhammer, stuff like that, yeah.
Very cool. Did you do any like throwing people into a game real quick or no?
I didn't do any of that.
What scenario would you give them? Like if you're like, here, roll a d20, what happens next?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking something maybe a little more high-octane, like, oh no, someone's falling off a cliff, how do you help them?
It's like, yeah, it's like are you slipping? Do you have a friend? Is it a friend? It's whether you're holding
Yeah.
onto your friend or not?
Yeah.
Okay, I like
or are
that.
you pushing them off?
Oh, I guess you could let them decide.
Yeah.
That's a fun one, a little intense, but I like it. All right.
All right.
I figured I'd toss a couple extra questions in before I shut it down.